Growing up as a kid, we didn't have cable TV, but what we did have was Netflix. Not current ass Netflix. I'm talking about 2010, 2011, golden Netflix. Back when they would mail you the DVDs, we were early adopters, you know what I'm saying? My mom had the vision like shit. Around this time, my mom found out they had a streaming service, and this was way back before every company had a streaming service. And it was only like Netflix and Hulu was straight ass. You know, it still is. But when I opened up the app for the first time on the Wii, bro, it was over. It was like opening Pandora's box. It was just too much power for a little dumbass baby. I went wild. I swear, they had everything you could think of. Adventure Time, Regular Show, Clone Wars, Grim Adventures of Billy and Mandy, Jimmy Neutron, everything, man. Now these shows I just listed were and are established in the halls of goated cartoon shows, but the cartoons I'm talking about, I feel like they don't get their flowers. The first one is Justice League and Justice League Unlimited. Unlimited is just a continuation of the original Justice League cartoons, so that's why I'm grouping them together. One of the biggest reasons I like Justice League was, of course, they had the amazing cast of characters. They had Superman, Batman, The Flash, Wonder Woman, Martian Manhunter, Hawkgirl, and the best Green Lantern ever, Jon Stewart. They had a fire intro. It may be cheesy by today's standards, but bro, that shit got me hyped back then. Characters are awesome, and they made me like certain interactions more than others. The show brought these characters together and showed their dynamic relationships, from their interactions with each other to the way they approached their missions, made it look like they were an actual team. Wally West is fire, and Jon Stewart is leagues better than Hal Jordan. I don't care how many times I gotta say it, I love these characters. Storylines are memorable and great. I'm gonna just go over some of my favorite episodes. The two-parter, A Better World, explores an alternate universe where Superman is pushed over the edge after the death of Flash and decides to either just kill the villains or lobotomize them, which, thinking back about it, is kind of fucked up. I mean, they just allowed this on a kid's cartoon. I mean, if I was one of these villain niggas, I'd rather this motherfucker just kill me, to be honest. Fuck around look like an opium member all because I jaywalked. Another one of my favorite two-parters was The Wild Cards. Joker made his own version of the Justice League called the Royal Flush Gang, and he hijacks the TV stations declaring he's planted multiple bombs. The actual Justice League have to find and disable the bomb while also fighting the Royal Flush Gang. I really like this one just because I feel like it really shows off how well the team works together. Like I said, Unlimited is basically just Justice League but amped up.
I got a seat at the big conference table. I'm gonna paint my logo on it.
I'm about to blow.
They bring in damn near every hero and villain you can think of. I'm not even gonna waste any time trying to name them off. Like, look at these photos. Who is this nigga? I looked him up. He is just a knight with a special sword and a Pegasus horse. Get him out of here. My favorite episode was the epilogue episode. Terry McGinnis, the Batman Beyond, finds out he's basically the son of Bruce Wayne and goes to Amanda Waller for answers. She reveals that she was the one that changed his father's DNA to match Bruce's or something like that. I don't really care about that part. I like this episode mainly because of the scene where Amanda Waller tells Terry a story about Bruce. The Justice League is fighting the new version of the Royal Flush Gang, and Ace's powers have gotten even more powerful. She can now warp reality and is on the brink of dying. If she dies with reality still warped, an explosion will happen that will wipe out all of Gotham. So one person has to go into the castle Ace made and use a device that will kill her and stop the explosion from happening. Batman volunteers and goes in alone, but he doesn't end up using the device and instead just sits next to Ace comforting her until she finally passes. She ends up reversing everything and dies next to Batman. Real shit. If I wasn't so lazy, I'd probably do a whole retrospective thing on why the Justice League cartoons are my favorite childhood shows, but enough meat writing, we gotta go on. The next show is Transformers Prime. I rock with a lot of Transformers property. I like the 80s shows, the first 4 movies, the video games. I even enjoyed Beast Wars, even though that shit scared me half the time.
Get the fuck out of my motherfucking chat. Sick of seeing your black ass in my motherfucking room.
But I picked Prime because it doesn't get the love it should. Everybody loves the 80s shows and Beast Wars, but Prime never reached the success and fame it should have. Prime follows a group of Autobots being Optimus Prime, Bumblebee, Bulkhead, Ratchet, and RC, who work together to protect humanity from the Decepticons and Mech, pretty much a private military company who have advanced tech. They team up with a group of teenagers named Jack, Miko, and Raph, who help them in their fight. Throughout the series, there are several storylines that are developed and expanded upon, including the search for Energon, the Autobots' attempts to return to Cybertron, and the ongoing beef between the Autobots and the Decepticons. This is why I love Prime, because it actually has storylines that go somewhere and have satisfying payoffs, instead of all episodes being one-offs that don't do anything to forward the story. My favorite episode, even though it's probably hella corny to say, is the final episode, Deadlock, where I won't spoil it. Fuck it, I will. If you haven't watched Prime, nigga, watch it.
Get the hell out! Get out! Get out! Get out!
Bumblebee dies, gets resurrected, and kills Megatron. I won't lie, when little 7-year-old me was watching this, I was hyped, probably swinging my legs in the air like crazy. But yeah, great show, great plot, great characters. Also, rest in peace Cliffjumper. I don't know why they had to kill him in like the first episode. Bro arguably had the coolest design in the show, and he was voiced by Mr. Hard Rock Johnson himself. Never mind, it most likely costed a fortune. Hell, he probably costed like 1/3 of the budget for the 5 minutes alone. The last show I'm gonna talk about is Eon Kid or Iron Kid, depending on where you live. Alright, so this one is definitely more leaning on nostalgia, but man, everything about this show was fire. But the animation is really wonky at some points, as every CGI show made in the mid 2000s was. And the story is your pretty standard hero story. Everything else about the show though was cool. The design of everything was okay to pretty good, from the post-apocalyptic world to the character design and the theme song, bro. The Eon Kid, the Eon Kid. Most of the characters are cool, and a couple of the supporting cast have some memorable scenes.
He's just standing there, menacingly!
I guess I should talk about the story real quick. Like I said, the series is set in a post-apocalyptic world where humans and robots coexist. Our hero is a young boy named Marty, who's the chosen one, destined to wield the powerful Eon Drive created by his father, a famous scientist. Editing Darkman here, yeah, I just completely lied to you all right now. So Marty is actually the long descendant of Eon, the original wielder of the Iron Fist. Yeah, it's called Iron Fist. I don't know where I got Eon Drive from. Marty's dad isn't a scientist, but actually a nobody who got killed by this guy. Yeah, sorry for the confusion. I know you guys are huge Eon Kid lore fanatics. I will be resigning from my position as the Eon Kid canon expert. Hopefully you guys will forgive me. I will be making this right by not uploading for another 4 months. Thank you guys so much. I apologize to everyone I've heard out there for not getting the canon correct. Which gives him powers like super strength and speed. Marty must navigate his way through various challenges while facing off against the forces of evil led by the ruthless General Khan. Along his journey, Marty meets a cast of characters that help him, including his trusty robot dog Buttons, Allie, who is like a skilled fighter, I think. I don't really care about her. And the coolest nigga in the show, Gaff, bro. This man was tough. He had the best fit in the coolest fight scenes, bro. Him versus Steeljaw Jack blew my little mind, bro. Had my feet in the air like crazy. The whole show is up on YouTube for free if you want to watch it. I took this clip from the YouTube version because for some reason the version I was watching had some of the fights removed or altered, probably because this nigga had guns. But yeah, watch the YouTube version. Marty and his Eon armor was cool, but to me, Gaff was just my favorite part of the show. My favorite episodes were episode 11 because of the Gaff and Steeljaw Jack fight, episode 12, again, Gaff was going crazy, and again, mad corny, but episode 26, the final episode, is definitely pretty cool. Again, this one is up here, definitely based on pure nostalgia, but I don't care, bro. This show was too fire to me. But yeah, that's it. Thank you for watching. Next video is going to be on microtransactions.